Van Johnson here, everyone. Point MMA Crazy Athletics. We know in the curriculum we got techniques named by people. I know when I've been going around teaching the new generation Point MMA, beating them down, building them up, and mentioning names like the Billy Blanks technique, the Chuck Norris step, and then the Keith Vitali technique. I mean, like I told everyone, it's about, I think the one big gap in sports karate is that no one has found a way to pass on the history. Point MMA is about passing on the history. That's why we name these techniques behind behind these people. We have one great person here, Mr. Keith Vitali, one of my heroes. Mr. Keith Vitali, can you give an introduction to the audience?
Hi, I'm Keith Vitali. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. This is one of my best friends right here. I really love this man right here. And I really applaud everything he's doing. I like the idea of MMA points. And an observation I had today is that these fighters are all quicker, and stronger, and faster, but they need some old school, I think, lessons still. Because the big difference that I saw was that we knew how to set up techniques a little bit different than they're doing today. A lot of people are picking up the front leg or they're just dashing, but we were forced to use combinations, and we had a variety of techniques. And I think in the MMA style, it'd be nice working with some of these up-and-coming fighters and showing and giving a little bit of our knowledge and paying back to the sport if we could.
I mean, back in the day, they did groin kicks, right?
Right.
You would end up in places where you didn't know what this guy, well, you did know, but you had to figure out some kind of way how to deal with that guy on the ground shooting up a groin kick while you're in the air, right or wrong?
Right, and get this. I was known for a head kicker. I'm a kicker. How can a kicker survive in an era where there's groin kicks? And that's the difference, because there's a system to it. There's a method to the madness. And the whole idea was when you fall, when you pick up your leg, somebody's either going to kick you to groin, or like today, the fighters pick up their leg and their opponents just back out of the way. My strategy was I knew how to get you to stop. If I pick my leg up, you're just going to run. But if I throw a back fist or a punch, if I can get you to stop and set and try to counter, now I've got you stopped. And I had the hips to where I could explode. And again, I learned this from James Cook. Take that back leg, you get in this T stance and you explode off like a track runner. But I had the hips where I could shift my hips real fast. And then, well, I got the opponent to stop, to counter. They're in this position. I've already got my legs chambered now, and I'm doing hooks and everything else. So that was the big difference in there, the combinations. And I never got kicked in the groin all these years, even though it was a head kick.
And back then, you didn't wear headgear. I mean, the technique was incredible, am I correct?
Right.
I mean, the intensity, the speed, but nobody really got, I mean, there were probably a couple of bruises, but there was no serious impact, am I correct?
Never.
I mean, why do you think that was so? You can be so flashy, so creative, so adaptable, and at the same time, the intensity, the commitment to win was there, but the injury factors were lower.
Much lower.
Because,
well, you know, and I did both eras, before the gear and after the gear, but still we understood we wanted to get in the ring and just destroy our opponents, but these were our best friends. These are people, our peers, and we loved them. The last thing we wanted to do was injure them, but we wanted to stick them. We wanted to go ahead and just stick them and let them feel the power, both kicks and punches. But we had takedowns, sweeps. You could fight 3 seconds on the ground. You could kick to the groin. You could, all these techniques, they've lost that art. And the art of sweeper and the art of moving in, but the key is I had a system. I could get you not to run from it. Because you're not going to run from a back fist because you look stupid. If I throw a back fist, you just start running. So I fire a back fist, I'm going to hit you with it. Nothing you can do. No, I'm going to hit you with my back fist, first thing. Because I had that speed. The second time, when I throw that back fist next time, you've got to block it.
Yeah.
And again, I learned this from James Cook. You take that back leg, you get in this T stance, and you explode off like a track runner. But I had the hips where I could shift my hips real fast. And then, when I got the opponent to stop, to counter, they're in this position, I've already got my legs chambered now, and I'm doing hooks and everything else. So that was the big difference in there, the combinations. And I never got kicked in the groin all these years, even though it was a head kick.
And back then, you didn't wear headgear. I mean, the technique was incredible, am I correct?
Right.
I mean, the intensity, the speed, but nobody really got, I mean, there were probably a couple of bruises, but there was no serious impact, am I correct?
Never.
I mean, why do you think that was so? You can be so flashy, so creative, so adaptable, and at the same time, the intensity, the commitment to win was there, but the injury factors were lower.
Much lower.
Because,
well, you know, and I did both eras, before the gear and after the gear, but still we understood we wanted to get in the ring and just destroy our opponents, but these were our best friends. These are people, our peers, and we loved them. The last thing we wanted to do was injure them, but we wanted to stick them. We wanted to go ahead and just stick them and let them feel the power, both kicks and punches. But we had takedowns, sweeps. You could fight 3 seconds on the ground. You could kick to the groin. You could, all these techniques, they've all said art. And the art of sweeping and the art of moving in, but the key is, I had a system, I could get you not to run from it. Because you're not going to run from a back fist because you look stupid. If I throw a back fist, you just start running. So I fire a back fist, I'm going to hit you with it. Nothing you can do. No, I'm going to hit you with my back fist, first thing. Because I had that speed. The second time, when I throw that back fist next time, you've got to block it. You have to. And then I'm chambering doing my kicks.
you know what's so awesome as I'm talking to you, I'm thinking of Stacy Dukes.
One of my students.
I'm thinking of Tony Young.
One of my students.
I'm thinking of Jerry Prince.
One of my students.
See, that's what makes you so great.
Vernon Johnson.
That's what makes you so great.
John Gordon, Michael Goldman.
And that's why the past, I mean, even thinking of books that you have written where you talked about the mind game, the visualization, the mental. And I don't want to be the guy that knows how to do a form and be a champion, but cannot teach it from a mental, from a spiritual level. I wanted to truly carry it on like you guys have done. You were able to carry on that mental, that spiritual, that physical that you did in that ring, transcended beyond it into other people that are now leaders. And you're so humble, you walk around not claiming it. Yeah, Tony's my guy, this is my guy. You don't have to.
I'm so proud of them.
Yes, sir.
I don't talk about my career as much as theirs.
Yes.
I'm so proud of them, and it was all through one type of teaching. It's called positive reinforcement.
And your books.
And when I first started, in all of karate, the world was, you did that wrong, give me 10 push-ups, you're no good. That's how I was raised. My instructor never said the word good to me until I got my black belt. Ever. And I never heard the word good. And I said, I'm going to do the opposite when I have my students. And then what I would do is, no matter what, if they were punching like this, in here, look at, I'd put their hand down, go, oh, your hair looks so good today.
Yes,
now they're open up to me. They know that they want me to like them. I'm their instructor. Now I've corrected their technique. And I go, oh yeah, just try that way. Oh, that looks so much better. And I walk away. I knew they wanted to please me. I allowed them to please me. And I developed just phenomenal fighters. I had Eddie Jones. I had just a whole list of who's who. And I go to tournaments and I'd be sort of like a dad. And I always loved the fact that not only did I accomplish what I wanted to accomplish, that my students were even better and bigger and faster than I ever was.
So you think that Point MMA, you guys, it seems like you give me that torch to continue to carry on.
Exactly. And you've got the desire, you've got the knowledge, but I'm telling you, I had the top 10 in the golden era, including James Cook, Dan Anderson. I had all these wonderful guys, Mike Jennifer, and we're critiquing these fighters. And I'm going, look how fast they are, look how gifted they are, look how flexibility, they're exploding, oh my gosh. Not in our era. It wouldn't work. You can't pick up your leg and bounce 5 times. We would have kicked you in the groin, we would have taken you, flipped you on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Because you have to learn combinations. You have to be versatile. Left side, right side, all your techniques.
So now, I'm going to add one other thing, and in closing. We also realize that, and it comes from you guys, we create something called Call to Action, because I realized that when you first got your first cover on a karate magazine, you got a call from Hollywood, am I correct? And you got a movie part.
Yes, it did.
One of the end games, and I'm just speaking from reading, I was not there. But the end game was when you finished competing, you wrote books, You went into films, you went into TV. You did something that expanded the martial arts. What else did you do beyond the competition ring in the film world? You know what you did in books, but what happened when you went into movies?
Well, what I found out was it was a rude awakening. I had to get trained in that field as much as I was trained in my field. Just because I could kick didn't mean I was suited for films.
Yes.
And Jackie Chan, one of my first films I did
Oh
was
yeah,
Jackie
that's
Chan.
right. Oh, that's a classic. You gotta
on
see
Mills.
that. Wheels on Mills. Yes, sir. Oh man.
And I talked
Giving
with
me chills here, man.
Chuck Norris and I talked about this. We were fighters. And when you fight, you don't project anything with your face but confidence. So if somebody sticks you with a sidekick, you don't go, ah!
Yeah, right.
And in films, it's the opposite. You have to project every emotion. You have to sell it on film. So I was fine, I thought I could do it, and then as soon as the director would go, action, I'm back to this.
Right.
Same with Chuck. So it took me years. Joe Kosugi and Revenge of the Ninja, he'd worked with me, and so did Jackie Chan, about facial expressions. And it took me a while to do that. And also it was a whole different field, but I always kept the same attitude. I treated everybody, just like everybody else. Nobody was special than anybody else, but it was always positive energy and positive, just an attitude. And you'd be surprised what a smile and a positive attitude. And years later, they don't remember my kicks. They remember me.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers. They go, "Oh, that guy was so nice to me."
Right.
And I always thank my fighters after I beat them. I go, "You're a wonderful fighter." I shook your hands. And they go, "Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much." But I wanted that person to walk away, knowing that I'm not, that's what this is about.
So with the success, and I say this in closing, with all that success, when I was coming up in the industry and I got a chance to work with him, I still have the letter that he sent me, and he said, Bam's a good guy, man. He's a positive person, and he planted that seed for all the things, and I think that's what makes a good champion. The seeds that you guys plant through your articles, through your books, through your movies, when somebody's struggling and just trying to find a way to get away from some adversity, nobody never realized how important that is. Even the picture, the pull-out from the magazine, where they had like you throwing a kick up in the air, and on the front cover of Karate magazine, I think it was Karate Illustrated, with stars in the back while you kicking.
Yeah.
See, I remember that because without those things, I wouldn't be who I am. I just want to say thanks.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm one of your biggest fans, too. God bless you.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
man.
Keith. Yes. Willie Bam Johnson. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.